And welcome back to So This is Thailand, and now we have expert advice on another subject that I know you'll probably want to watch. It's about education, higher education though this time. We've already covered looking at secondary schools. For all the expats out there wondering about university level education though, we have our resident expert, Dr. Charles Windisch, who is the Associate Dean for International Affairs at Mahidol University International College. Thank you much for joining us today.
Thank you for the invitation.
Well, I know that there's actually, we might say, a few different groups when we're looking at international students or foreign students. You have those who are doing a semester abroad from their home countries, and then you have those who are here with their parents, whether they're working here, they're staying here, or they might have actually, as we mentioned before, immigrated here. In your experience, in your own school, what are the bigger groups?
Okay, actually we have four groups. The largest group are resident international students whose parents lived here or are living here. And then we have overseas applicants, and these are kids who actually apply to come and study at Mahidol University International College. Then we have exchange students, and we have what we call visiting students, who are fee-paying students who come for one term. So right now, in the first term of the year, is when we have the largest enrollment, and we'll have about 400 of these students on the campus.
It's quite a large amount then.
Yes, and they're arriving, the international students exchange and visiting are arriving this week as we're speaking, or right now as we're speaking.
Well, I'm not old enough to have a college level student yet, but when I do, I know one of my first concerns will be if I am sending a student overseas, or even if I'm currently residing with them here, is how do I know that the international program that my student's in is good, that they're receiving a degree which will be accepted back home?
Okay. In Thailand, there are different kinds of programs at different universities. And at the university I'm at Mahidol University, the programs are accredited by the Ministry of Education. And then this would be true probably with most of the university level programs. A lot of them are located in Bangkok, but there are also programs in the north at Chiang Mai University, Khon Kaen University, my pronunciation, Ma Phra Long University in Chiang Rai, and in the south at the Prince of Songkla, and they would have programs that would be, the students who graduated from these programs would be able to transfer or do graduate work abroad. The second way is there's external international accreditation of programs, and this is just arriving in Thailand. And the first programs that are being accredited seem to be business programs. And at Chulalongkorn University, the Sasin graduate program in management was just accredited. My understanding, NIDA is going to be accredited. And in our own program, the undergraduate business program, we've applied for accreditation with AACSB, but it's a long process. And then regionally, with ASEAN 2015 coming, we're seeing AUN, the ASEAN University Network, beginning to accredit universities. And our program in business, again, is going to be one of the pilots for ASEAN in the accreditation. The second way, you can look at who the partner universities are. And at Mahidol, we have exchange programs with a lot of different universities that are very good, nationally ranked or internationally ranked programs, and our students go back and forth. So if a student has gone to a university in the United States or Australia or Germany as a successful undergraduate exchange, it's very likely they would be admissible then into a graduate program if that's what they wanted to do. And then the third way, which is a little bit complicated, is the international rankings. And this is a big issue in education today, what they mean. And in the international rankings, the Thai universities don't do so well, but that doesn't mean that they're not good universities. In the ASEAN in the Asian rankings, they do well, and Mahidol University is always highly ranked. So these would be different ways you could look. The last way, which maybe I guess follows up with your last show, is talk to the counselors at the high school where the kids are, because they know which school has the programs that would match the needs and the abilities of the student.
If you were at a kind of decision point of whether you should study here or to go and study abroad, what are some of the strengths or some of the benefits of studying in a local university here, would you say?
For Thailand traditionally was a place where kids did undergraduate study and then they went abroad for their graduate degrees. And the advantage to that, of course, one is cost. It's less expensive for the kids to study. Some parents worry that their kids are mature enough to go abroad for 4 years and live by themselves. And the other thing is, if you study with students in a program here, you form a network that you can use later on in business. So particularly in business, it's an advantage to do the undergraduate here, work for a couple years, and then go abroad to do the master's degree, because you have a group of friends your age that are going to progress through their careers at the same time you are, and that gives, I think that it's a very strong point.
Yeah, so you enter a kind of network.
Right. And
so
in this culture, in Asian cultures, networking is very, very important.
Sure.
So we see students who stay in Thailand and they have the means to go abroad, and maybe they've been abroad, but their parents want them to do the first degree here. And that would be expat students as well as Thai students, I think.
Now, you mentioned before that some of the really strong subjects that we have here are the business, and is there any other strengths that?
Sure. Just as in any country, different universities are going to have strengths. So some universities are going to have engineering programs, and they'll have medical programs. Mahidol University is famous for its medical programs, but these are not easily accessible to expat kids because these programs are in the Thai language. But at our college, our programs are business, tourism, and tourism is a big program, and we have a lot of exchange because kids from abroad in tourism programs want to come to Southeast Asia. We're famous for our product, our tourism product. And then science. Traditionally, MUIC, the deans have been from the Faculty of Science at Mahidol University, so we have very strong science programs. So kids who are interested in medical technology, pre-medical kind of studies, can come there and study. And those are not readily available at all the universities in Thailand because of the cost. And we've made a commitment to providing those classes.
Well, looking at my own experience in schooling back in the U.S., whether they're from the West or whether they're other Asian students, let's say from China or from Japan or Taiwan, I know there's always sometimes there's problems with students with visas and other little procedural things. Are there any special considerations about learning here in Thailand specifically that foreign parents or foreign students need to be aware of?
Okay. My experience before coming to Thailand was in the United States, and all I can say is it's much easier in Thailand. So if you're trying to study as an international student, the Thai government is welcoming. We have student documents. They have to do the same things their parents do. They have to go and report every 90 days, and they can't engage in illegal activities. They can work through the campuses, and the Thai government, I think, in this area is fine. In the United States, it's not the same. It's very difficult to get the visas to go, and then there's a lot of monitoring of the students after they actually arrive. That would not be an issue that we've had, and we have about 400 students, and I don't think that that's been an issue since I've been in this position with any students.
What kind of countries or nationalities are represented in your international student body?
Okay, for the full-time international students from Thailand, the biggest groups are going to be Japanese, Korean, and Taiwanese, and I think that reflects the business in Thailand. We also have a lot of international students that their father has married a Thai woman and they've grown up, and these would be what we call Thai French, Thai Italian, Thai German, and those kids come because they're the product of the international schools. For the visiting and exchange students, we're a very popular destination for Northern Europe. They've never been in tropical places, and they like to come where it's warm. And then for the United States, we have a lot of exchange relationships with the United States. And for our outbound students, we send out about 100 students a year to study abroad in different programs, internships. Their number one choice is to go to the United States. So we have a reciprocal relationship there.
So the affiliate kind of universities are in the States and any other?
All over.
country?
We have a lot in Europe. In fact, our biggest group are probably European universities for the exchange programs. But in the United States, some of the smaller schools don't sign agreements because to have offices like ours is a real commitment. So they work through agents or consultants. And we have 4 or 5 large consulting groups that will send us 20 students at a time from 20 different colleges in the Midwest or in the South or something like that.
Well, it sounds like a great opportunity. I know that, you know, in our generation, a lot of students, we didn't travel as much. We didn't have those opportunities to learn overseas, whether you're based in here in Thailand or based in a foreign country. So, and as you mentioned, with the AEC opening up in a few years, it really is important that those students have a true international education.
And with the AEC, they've set up a program for student mobility within the region. And it was confusing at first because it was called MIT, which was confusing for people who thought it was the engineering school. But that was Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand. And they've chosen programs, business, communication, culture, and tourism. And they've picked different universities, and the governments involved provide scholarships for students to go. And our school is one of the ones for business again. We were chosen for business. And we have 10 going out and coming in every year. And I need to say that if you're a full-time student and your parents are expats, you're eligible for this. You don't have to be Thai. We give about 30 scholarships outbound for students who want to do outbound study. And last year, probably maybe 7 or 8 of them went to the students whose parents were not Thai. And they're eligible for that. There's no discrimination in awarding the funds.
Well, I think you've hit upon a topic that will ensure that you will be back in the studio, because I know there'll be a lot more questions concerning this. Absolutely. But thank you very much for joining us today, and we do look forward to seeing you back here with us again.
Thank you, and I'm happy to be here and share information about education.
Thanks. That's all from Expert Advice, but don't go away, because there is much more coming up on So This is Thailand.
To get in touch with the atmosphere in the evening in Chiang Mai, so we should do the cruising in Mapping River.
That's right.
So Mapping River is the main river, right?
Yes, of
and
Chiang
what
Mai.
is the name of the bridge?
This is Navarat Bridge. This is the main entrance to go to the Thai Pair Road and then straight to Thai Pair Gate.
How many bridges are there here?
So we have around 5 bridges here.
Yeah, but I mean decorate with lights like this and important like this. So
During
this
the
is
night time,
Navarat.
it's always like this.
So I mean further when we do the boat cruising, so what should we see?
We're going to see some part of the beautiful views of the restaurant during the night time, and also some part of the views too.
Yeah, like very elegant hotels and
right.
the old house, old mansion.
Yes, some part of it.
So actually this is the first time for me to do the boat cruising on Mapping River. So what can I get apart from the beautiful view?
From here, for Mapping River Cruise, there's also offer you food.
On
you
board?
can see, yes, on board, and you can see beautiful scenery. You can choose daytime, lunch time, and dining time.
So it's quite different actually.
Yes, yes. For the view is also different, and they can stop for you along the way too.
Yeah.
And this company is quite famous too.
Yeah, I think some of the audiences, they have been cruising in Chao Phraya River, but I mean I can tell you that this is quite different because it's so peaceful. This is a very special way to appreciate nightlife in Chiang Mai. So this is a flower market.
Yes, we call it Talat Dok Mai. We have 24 hours here. Most of the flowers come from the gardens around Chiang Mai and also come from the Royal Project too.
Yeah, and it's easy to reach here because you can come up from boat cruising and directly to the old market.
Yeah.
It's quite old, right?
Yes,
this
we
area.
have a long, long time.
Yeah, so it's a good idea if you missed the Royal Flora Expo. So you can come and appreciate this flower market 24 hours a day and the whole year round.
Yes, that's right.
We cannot say goodbye to Chiang Mai without shopping in Night Bazaar.
Yeah.
This is Night Bazaar. What's the name of the road?
Chang Khan Road.
And this is the most well-known place, I think, for
Yes,
shopping.
for all tourists.
Yeah, for all tourists and for the local people as well. Since I was so young, so happened to know this Night Bazaar already.
Yes, for a long time. They have the market like this for a long time. You
Yeah,
can see
and-
many kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can see them in the handicraft products from here. There's a local product from Chiang Mai.
Yes, wood carving is also
carving.
famous in Chiang Mai too.
Yes. Also clothes,
Yes.
materials, silk.
Silk products.
How long of this road?
Oh, it's the start from one intersection to the other intersection is almost 1.5 kilos.
It's easy to walk because I mean when you walk and you do shopping, good shopping, so you forget all the distance.
Yes, that's right.